Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're discussing the highly polarizing topic of Halo 3 Anniversary, with a nice side order of a Mendicant Bias theory at the end, because who the hell doesn't love Mendicant Bias? Now in this video I want to address three specific things. Will Halo 3 Anniversary happen? How it could happen, given a number of variables that I'm going to talk about, and when will it happen? Now, I'm going to try and be as honest as possible in what I think about the game, but I also want to give some of my opinions too. So if you want to see Halo 3 Anniversary at any point, don't forget to leave a like and also let me know your thoughts on the entire situation. As complicated as it is in the comments, there's a shit ton of varying opinions, and we may as well gather them all in one place. So before we get into the real meat and potatoes of the video, I just want to say that yes, I'm aware that Phil Spencer, who is the head of Xbox, has said that no Halo FPS is coming out this year, and also that Frank O'Connor said that Halo 3 Anniversary isn't happening because of diminishing returns, but he also said something very fairly similar about Halo 2 Anniversary, and well, we all know how that turned out, so ultimately I don't trust anyone who either confirms or denies Halo 3 Anniversary until we get actual hard confirmation on either side of the debate. These tweets and NeoGAF posts are perfectly normal for a title that just hasn't been announced yet. Frank O'Connor isn't just going to randomly announce Halo 3 Anniversary on NeoGAF, or Phil Spencer isn't going to just randomly tweet it out. So, the big question, will Halo 3 Anniversary happen? My honest opinion? Yes, but it's only just a yes, and I'm not exactly sure how it's gonna happen yet. Reason being, Halo 3 is just too much of an iconic game not to get a remaster. I'm not saying that as the hyper 15-year Halo fan that I am, I'm saying that objectively. It's seen as the biggest Halo game, it had the most sales out of all of the Halo games, had the highest peak and also consistent population numbers, and rounded off the most iconic video game storyline of the 2000s. It shattered so many records, and was unquestionably one of the main driving forces behind the Xbox 360's pretty early success. It even inspired pop culture in both positive and negative ways, both due to its overwhelming importance and size in the media. And for these reasons alone, I just find it really hard to imagine a timeline where 343 don't do Halo 3 Anniversary. But then there's also the fact that, of course, 2/3 of the Halo trilogy have already been remastered. Now, I find it hard to imagine that they just leave the game that closes out the trilogy just unremastered and unupdated. It just seems odd to me. They may as well just finish up that trilogy and then give remasters a break for a while. And also, let's not forget that they do have the Master Chief Collection with Combat Evolved Anniversary, Halo 2, H2A, regular Halo 3, ODST, and Halo 4 all in one convenient place. Now, MCC creates some issues in regards to how Halo 3 Anniversary will happen, which I want to move on to now. So MCC, although it's definitely not as bad as it was on launch day, it's still mostly dysfunctional. Now, the most logical way for 343 to do H3A would be to add it as DLC to the Master Chief Collection, just like they did with ODST. This would have been a simple no-brainer if MCC actually fucking worked half the time, but sadly we got the other half of the coin, which presents a dilemma. Do 343 risk releasing H3A as MCC DLC and remind everyone of that thing, that creature that launched a few years ago, broken beyond belief, that's still kind of broken to a degree? Or do they just release Halo 3 Anniversary as a standalone game, which gets around the issue of MCC, but just seems extremely illogical, considering it may as well just be added to the game that contains the rest of the Halo games, including Halo 3 Classic. Now, in retrospect, both of these ideas are fairly unlikely given the serious negative ramifications of both of them. So, how could Halo 3 Anniversary be done? Well, I think that we'll definitely 100% get blur cutscenes, at the very, very least. Those are the things that people seem to look forward to most with remasters, at least in my opinion, in regards to the campaign. Just seeing the cutscenes that we fucking loved that ended a absolutely historical trilogy 10 years ago, re-rendered in absolute lifelike quality, is seemingly a staple of Halo remasters now after H2A, and I think we'll get those to buy at the very least. In regards to multiplayer, we could get what we got for Combat Evolved Anniversary, a map pack with a set of fan favourite Halo 3 maps for either Halo 5 or maybe Halo 6 the following year, considering that by the time Halo 3 Anniversary is upon us, Halo 5 is going to be a pretty old game, and the population will have ultimately dwindled, which is perfectly normal. So, this leads us to the ultimate question: when will Halo 3 Anniversary happen? Well, if it all goes like I just said, we'll get the cutscenes on September 25th this year, which is of course Halo 3's 10th anniversary, and the remastered maps will either launch on the same day if they're for Halo 5, or on release for Halo 6 the following year. But overall, this, I don't know, it just feels really disjointed to me, which really leads me to believe that they'll just bite the bullet and release it as either DLC for MCC with a crazy cool trailer at E3 this year like they did last time, or maybe just release it as its own thing. But out of those two, I would definitely say they'll go for the former. There is always a chance that 343 right now in the dark back corners of the studio, hidden away from all the lights, from all the eyes, are working on a patch for MCC right now because of Halo 3 Anniversary, and that the game will actually properly this time be fixed by the time that Halo 3 launches, which does solve the problem as to where it's going to be released. If this was done, we'd get a fully remastered campaign, blur cutscenes, and a remastered multiplayer just the same as Halo 2 Anniversary. Now, if 343 did this, they could also use the campaign to tie into Halo 6, kind of like they did with H2A, in the form of their terminals. Not only is this 343's third mainline game, as of course Halo 3 was Bungie's third mainline game, the pretense for the story is also kind of similar. We have humanity on the back foot with what seems like an unstoppable force bearing down on top of us, while we're forced to use old tech due to the limitations caused by the enemy. 343 could also use Halo 3's terminal system, which, as you guys know, in my opinion, is fucking perfect. Halo 3 absolutely nailed down the terminal system with its terminals. They could use the terminals perfectly to use Halo 3's campaign and tie it into Halo 6, sort of. And here's how. So, with Halo Wars 2 being set on the Ark, everyone's going crazy about the possibility of our good old friend that doesn't seem to exist in any fucking game, Mendicant Bias, showing up. Now, my belief is that the events that occur on the Ark in Halo Wars 2 will link into Halo 6, I am almost certain of that. However, even without Halo Wars 2, the Ark will ultimately be a focal point of the created story arc for the incredibly blaringly obvious reasons. Now, if Mendicant Bias shows up in Halo Wars 2, great. The terminals in Halo 3 Anniversary could be used to explain and also expand on its history, for those who maybe haven't read the Forerunner trilogy, to prepare them for his ultimate involvement in Halo 6, which I seriously fucking hope happens. However, if Mendicant Bias doesn't show up in Halo Wars 2, well, fair enough. Just use the Halo 3 Anniversary terminals to very, very subtly hint that the conflicts and events on the Ark caused it to be woken and is now active again. The Halo 3 terminals would be absolutely perfect for doing this because of how just cryptic and mysterious and dark they are, which allows them to hint at things like this without full out confirming it and committing to it. So you've got sort of little pieces of evidence here or there that could suggest that, hey, maybe Mendicant Bias is actually awake now and maybe he's functioning again, but nothing to 100% confirm it. Anyways, let's leave the Mendicant Bias theories until we've actually finished Halo Wars 2 and get back to the original point. I guess the too long don't watch for this video would be that I'm almost adamant that Halo 3 Anniversary will happen. I just have no idea how. Whether it's going to be added to MCC, released as a standalone, or maybe even released in bits and pieces just remains to be seen. My preference would be releasing it full on the MCC, but like I've said, the bugginess and just bad memories surrounding MCC would make this very difficult for 343. I just can't imagine somebody from 343 standing on that stage at E3 this year and saying, hey guys, remember the MCC that we launched 3 or 4 years ago, 2 years ago, whatever it was? That thing that didn't work on launch? Yeah, well, we're adding another game to it now, so yeah, I just can't picture that happening, but hell, you never know. The game could actually be fixed this year. So that's going to do it for my thoughts on Halo 3 Anniversary. I've babbled on for quite a while now. I think they end up a little bit erratic, but I just had so much that I wanted to talk about. So I hope I managed to make some fucking sense. Ultimately, Halo 3 Anniversary is a really nonsensical topic, especially at the moment, considering the wild, just flurry and chaos of theories going around with literally zero evidence to back up any of them apart from one NeoGAF post and one tweet. Other than that, it's just radio silence. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed, and join me next time when we may be looking at why the Elite design after Halo 4 simply doesn't work. That might be the next video, but depending on some other factors, it might not be. I can't say anything right now, but it may or may not be the next video, so if you see it, don't be surprised. If you don't see it yet, don't be surprised, but either way, that video is coming at some point, because I have quite a lot to say about the Elite design after Halo 4, as I'm sure many of you who follow me on Twitter know. Also, guys, I just want to say a huge, massive thank you for 30,000 subscribers. That number is astronomical, and it's still rising very fast, so I honestly can't put into words how thankful I am. This whole YouTube thing has taken off so much more than I expected, and like I've said, I am so grateful. So thank you to every single one of you who watches my videos, likes my videos, shares them, and just supports me in general. I cannot express how grateful I am. Thank you so much. Here's to 50k. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next one.